Welcome to the Lodge. You've accessed
the Lodgecast experience.
Warning, warning, dangerous spoilers ahead. Enjoy.
Looking for some hot takes on the Lodgecast. I need phone counts and library rights. I want some hot takes in my eardrums. Watch out for salad dragons. These takes are coming in hot tonight. I want some hot takes. I need your hot takes.
Hello and welcome to a gobble gobble edition of Hot Takes. I'm your Lodge Master. With me as always is Brother Bishki.
Happy Thanksgiving, listeners.
We got Brother Lucas in the back.
I am very, very, very thankful for the Lodgecast.
We got Lodge Mistress Millie, of course.
Hey, hey.
And returning champion, Brother Justin.
No leftovers.
No leftovers.
Welcome home, fam.
It's our Thanksgiving episode for the movie Thanksgiving, dropping on Thanksgiving.
Wow, that's like a turducken
How did we
of content.
How did we pull this off? That is wild.
Yeah, very thankful to be here.
It's a movie that Bishki texted me and he's like, we don't need to do that one. And I said, the fuck we don't. We're going to go and cover this stupid movie. Before we get into it and before we even get the schnapps, what's our Eli Roth temperature in this here edge?
I seen one Eli Roth called Hostile.
That's it? That's it?
That's it. Yeah. I'm not like following him.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw Cabin Fever, but that's it.
Yeah, I saw not a lot of Eli Roth. I mean, he has a zing, but he isn't my favorite.
I think, Justin, you and I have probably seen all of them, right?
I've seen close to all of them. I think he dipped his toes into the PG world for a little bit after Knock Knock.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
But my favorite work of his was Eli Roth's Goratorium,
Yes.
which was a haunted house in Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Which,
Millie and I went through that.
Oh,
It
right.
was fucking fantastic, and I am upset that it is not there anymore.
It was here for a good time, not for a long time. I loved Cabin Fever, despite how seemingly paint by numbers it is. Like the plot, like if you read the synopsis of Cabin Fever, it's like group of teens get a strange infection at a cabin in the woods. It doesn't seem like much, but there was really something to it. Especially back in the day, seeing it 20 fucking years ago.
Before there were another 700 teens go to a cabin movies.
Exactly. And his premises are always cool to me. Like his premises are always like solid A's. Like the premise for Hostel, the premise for Green Inferno, his Cannibal Holocaust riff.
Oh, he's got pretty good taste. I remember he programmed a series at the New Beverly, and I saw quite a few good ones there, including Cannibal Holocaust, which
Right, which obviously inspired him. But the actual execution of the movies is never quite up to snuff for me. And it's been really annoying because when you see a good premise like that, you want it to follow through. This movie is different because it's based on a trailer in a different movie, in the Grindhouse experiment that Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez did. Thanksgiving was one of the fake trailers in between the two halves of that film.
White meat, dark meat, all will be carved.
And it's the best part of the movie, like
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it was pretty gritty.
It was gritty. It was very like
Greasy.
adherent.
Campy.
Yes, adherent to the style of just like a real like
Slasher.
sleazy slasher that you go to the drive-in and kind of look at every once in a while you're making out, you know?
But it was also devastating, and I'm going to drop some deep Lodge lore on you guys. It was devastating to Lodge Master and I because we were, at the time, writing a Thanksgiving-themed horror movie.
That's right.
And saw that trailer and were stopped dead
We're
in
just
our
like, well,
tracks.
there it is.
We never even opened I think that was before we even had Final Draft. It was probably a Word doc.
Yep. And our movie was set in Pumpkin Pines. I remember that. That was the town.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were like, well, that's fucking done. And then 20 odd years later,
we had so much time.
we had time. But here's the movie. And before we talk about Thanksgiving the movie,
how do you get the protein as quick as possible into the bloodstream? A little schnapps.
Rotten Tomatoes, after a Black Friday riot ends in tragedy, a mysterious Thanksgiving-inspired killer terrorizes Plymouth, Massachusetts, the birthplace of the holiday. Picking off residents one by one, what begins as random revenge killings are soon revealed to be part of a larger, sinister holiday plan. Will the town uncover the killer and survive the holidays, or become guests at his twisted holiday dinner table? Question mark.
Sounds like a slam dunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you fuck that up? I know that Eli Roth purports to have comedy in his films, and sometimes there is some funny stuff. I think it's been diminishing comedic returns since Cabin Fever, but this one seems to be kind of reaching for it, at least initially, you know, because we have this Black Friday riot that is a satire of January 6th riots almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what the feeling you get a little bit. And they're going through the security footage trying to locate all of the people that participated in this violent riot. Like, that's so ripe.
I know, but I was confused about the time period.
Me too.
Because I was like, who does Black Friday in the 2020s?
Exactly.
And
Lucas,
the
it
kids
hung
are
me
stopping at Best Buy to get a cell
It's-
phone on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but then it's all fucked. It's like all these kids are going to the movies and they see literally hundreds of people streaming into this Walmart type store. And they're like, let's go stop by. I got to get a new phone. Yeah, I got to go in there. And they're like, what? Like, what?
Well, the girl's dad owned the store, so they get VIP access. And the guy's phone broke because he got into a fight with a rival football player. Keep up, dude.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time on that other football player.
like,
I think what happened was that was conceived of 10 years ago.
yes.
And
at
he was
least.
like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm
Yeah.
keeping it in.
Yeah.
It's still a comment on rampant consumerism, which didn't go away because we're buying shit on the internet.
Right.
Black
People
Friday
still go for
sales
it.
are still up since that was written. So just because people aren't getting trampled to death, the sentiment of it is still alive and well.
My hope was alive and well during this riot because people, they were all promised a free waffle machine and they're just killing each other, like straight up killing each other for them. Which I'm like, okay, like that's to me like a Thanksgiving slasher movie that Eli Roth is delivering. Like that has to be the level. Like that,
Yeah.
you have to keep that heightened level going for this type of tale to really hit. But
Yeah, it gives a lot of whodunit. Gina Gershon dies, which hurt.
that hurt. When I saw her, I was like, thank God, mommy's here.
Yeah.
It wasn't to be.
She died, and she died kind of unceremoniously.
I had to close my eyes at that part.
She gets run over by a shopping cart that rips part of her scalp off.
Yeah,
That was a good scalp rip.
It was good. But I was like, but a scalp rip don't kill you. I know she got run over by the cart, but
Yeah,
like
we needed more of a neck break.
Her death was clutch for the film. I
Yeah.
needed it to hit home a little
Mhm.
harder.
Yeah, that's true.
But people's sexiest man alive
Patrick Dempsey
is all through this movie. And looking, how's like he's got 2 movies coming out, so I think people like rigged
Yes.
it a little bit.
This is Bishke's Conspiracy Corner.
yeah.
Ishki's Conspiracy Corner. I want to believe.
What's your official conspiracy?
If you got 2 movies coming out, like you're in the running and people's contacting you and like you want to be sexiest man.
People
Yeah.
the magazine,
People the magazine. Yeah.
not just random people saying, you want to be sexiest man live? Yeah, I think
First Rotten Tomatoes is crooked, and now People's Sexiest Man Alive is nothing sacred.
No.
it's like if you want a Hollywood star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, your people can arrange that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I mean, Patrick Dempsey is throughout this as the likable, what is he, the sheriff or whatever? But once there starts to be a question of who's the killer, he's not around anymore. Anybody they want you to suspect just stops being in the movie for a while, which, oh my God. Am I just grumpy, or is this just so paint by the numbers slasher movie that they just put a Thanksgiving skin on?
I think it seems like y'all wanted an elevated horror film.
I wanted something that wasn't boring the shit out of me.
Damn, shots fired.
Yeah.
Axes thrown.
I mean, every kill in this was... It started to have an idea, like he's using Thanksgiving implements sometimes to kill these people. Like he uses corn cob holders to jam in this girl's ears. But the corn cob holders, like, they should be like comedically a little longer. He stabs them in. They wouldn't really even do much. It doesn't.
Or you could
like.
just stick the like corn on the cob like down her throat, you know.
Or what Lucas's idea.
You could have done that 10 years ago.
I guess like I echo your sentiment, Lodge Master, just because it felt like a very belabored setup. Like it was very convoluted.
Belabored.
And it wasn't funny enough to pull that off.
And when the girl was like, "We're gonna check the footage," he's like, "Yeah, but it's from a year ago." She's like, "No, it doesn't. Like it like doesn't erase for like a year or whatever." I was like checked out. I was like, "Oh
and
man."
And the script is so fucking bushy still. Like it's a first draft. Like they talk for so long about fucking nothing. They go in circles, and you're just sitting there like, I'm at a fucking Thanksgiving slasher movie. Like, let's do this, guys.
That's what's interesting is like you would think that if you had a Thanksgiving slasher premise, it lends itself to the home invasion, and you can like set the whole movie around like the.
Is this a live rewrite?
This could be a live rewrite.
There it is.
I don't even know.
It is.
I'm just rapping.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
You could set it up where, yeah, you have the cold open be the trauma that turns the normal person crazy so that they don the mask of John Irving or whoever he is. Carver, excuse me. And then it like cuts to like a year later, everyone's getting called back home for Thanksgiving dinner. And it's kind of like, I Know What You Did Last Summer, where maybe there's a mystery or maybe they witnessed something, but they never got help or told the truth. And so, yeah, this person or this entity has come back to punish them, you know, and he shows up at their house just as they're about to eat, and you kind of make it like, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know, where Sally Hardesty's trying to get out of this house of horrors.
At the family dinner.
And maybe you can go from house to house, you know, like you're running from from one family's Thanksgiving dinner to another family's Thanksgiving dinner, and like you can have different implements and different tools used, and it just gets
different
crazy.
Families have different traditions, so they have different weapons.
And then it gets crazier and crazier where it winds up where it does, where it's like, oh, cannibal, he's gonna like cook these people or like serve these people to some other people. But you have to have it like pay off where like the killer really has an axe to grind, so to speak. Whereas in this, when it was revealed, it was kind of like
it was fucking obvious because the body type of the killer matches only one of these fucking actors, and it's so obvious the whole time.
I know. I was like, they could have given the pilgrim a jacket to at least hide his body type.
Well, I knew it was him as soon as he was like, "Don't trust."
Anybody. Of course.
He was like, "Be careful who you trust." I was like, "Who says that except the killer?" Like,
yeah, we sussed him out pretty quick.
I mean, let me just jump in a little.
Please.
And say, you know, there was a budget. I was glad. There were some jokes. I was glad. It was looking good. Like it was boring, but it went down easy.
Oh boy.
It was not a very like, I was glad, I have to say, that we weren't in one house for a meal the whole time. Like we went to the shopping mall, we went about.
we
had that like Dark Knight turkey parade.
We had a turkey parade. There was a lot of budget. And I was glad.
Everything that was good about this movie was in the trailer and better.
Well, fair enough. Here's the main problem, I think, is that it was not the daughter's story, and they were trying to make it the daughter's story.
The daughter was
but
so
it was
boring.
Never her story.
There was a point of view problem for sure.
A big point of view problem.
And all the actors weren't strong either. That was the other problem.
And
like
the random ass. There were so many people there at that store doing shit, being mean, killing people, ramming people, whatever. And then he picked all the just the friends. I mean, he had a really thin reason for why why he did that. He picked the friends, and then he picked that one lady. Like, there was a lot of people to kill.
Right.
And he's going to kill them?
Yeah, I thought maybe it was the security guard who got trampled at first.
That's what I thought,
Because I was
too.
like, everyone thought he was dead.
Yeah.
And then he takes the mask off, and his face is all just like covered with scars from the glass that exploded.
You guys were so miserable the whole movie that it didn't matter who the killer was at all.
Well, it was
No,
obvious
I needed
who
to
it
know.
was.
I still needed to know. I need him to take that mask off.
I was like,
Weren't great
I was like, I
transitions.
think I know who the killer is, and if he's the killer, I'm really pissed. And lo, it was him. It was Patrick Dempsey. There you go.
Bad boy.
Fuck this movie. Anyway, they had the opportunity to have the new psycho shower scene. It's the trampoline scene. It's the scene in the trailer that made the trailer super memorable. And it's this cheerleader bouncing on this trampoline. The killer's underneath with a knife sticking up through the trampoline. Is she going to land on it? Oh my God, I can't even look. He botches it so hard because he rushes it.
I
Like,
know.
you could have made such a meal out of that scene, Eli Roth, and you just treated it like it was somebody blowing their nose.
Could have milked it more, but it was still effective.
Her landing on the knife with her foot, I think, was a good addition. Because if I remember, I haven't seen the trailer in 20 years. She just straight up lands on the knife in a splits position,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Oh,
that's
that's
what.
the
That's the fucking. That's the
Grindhouse one?
punchline.
Right.
That's the punchline. She could land on the foot first. I don't know, Bishki. What do you think?
I mean, I don't mind a stupid slasher. Slasher is kind of my horror genre.
Yeah,
but Eli's kills, like, they're not fun to me.
they're not good enough.
They're just so brutal, and you know the old torture porn stuff.
I know. He loves that.
Yeah, and I just can't enjoy them.
Well, the tone was fucked up. The tone, like there were like people in our audience that were just laughing reflexively at anything, you know, and
They were loving it.
they were loving
laughing.
it. It was a fucking easy to please. That's an $18 a ticket crowd. That's a crowd that paid for this fucking good time.
That's a crowd that got sloppy drunk at the Burbank Wine Walk.
Absolutely.
Stumbled into a movie afterwards.
That is absolutely correct. But like, there are ridiculous situations. Like, he is basting a woman and then cooking her, and it's not fun. Like, it could be twisted fun, and it is fucking not.
Now, are you getting so worked up here because of the wasted potential? Because I don't disagree with you necessarily,
Right.
but compared to what? Like, we just had 3 fucking Halloween movies where two of the kills were good out of 3 movies.
Let's talk about Halloween, because he arbitrarily burns half his mask to look like Michael Myers.
That was weird. I didn't
And then there's a
understand that.
fucking nightmare. He comes out presumably in the garb of a firefighter, like in fucking Halloween.
I was like, what is happening?
And then she has a nightmare where he bursts out looking exactly like Michael Myers out of the fire and grabbing her.
The Digiflame.
This is on the same level as fucking Halloween, all that Halloween bullshit to me. Yeah, it's exactly at the same level because it sucks. There was hope in that little trailer 20 odd years ago.
Yeah.
It stuck with us. It stuck with the fucking horror consciousness, and you fucking botched it. He could have brought some of that style to this. He could have made it a grimy Grindhouse movie instead of a just
It's like a CW kind
It's a
of
total anonymous CW feel to it.
Paramount Plus is what I was
It's
thinking.
a little plussy.
Yeah,
It was a little plussy.
it could have been period. I think that would have added to it.
Anything.
Make it
Anything to make it
grittier,
different, like something new.
I didn't see that Grindhouse trailer, and so for me, it was just the film, and it was like sort of like Scream. It was like fine, you know, like it was easy to. I mean, the kills were gross, but I always know that about Eli Roth, so I mean, whatever. But like I thought it was like for a slasher Thanksgiving movie, like it was to me fine.
I guess that is why I'm pissed. It's the unrealized potential. Just like when they brought Halloween back. I'm like, you have all the toys. You have everything ready. With this movie, it's like you have a good enough budget. You have a template in the trailer. Just expand on that and fucking find the tone that connected with everybody, but it wasn't to be.
Did anybody laugh at any point?
I laughed when that one student was like reading his Thanksgiving report and then like wiped his tears with his shirt and he had like a 6-pack of abs.
That was like some other writer came in and was like, put a little something in here to make people smile. And he's like, okay.
That got me.
That was good.
I laughed when the guy said, we're all going to be 50% off.
I laughed at that
I thought
too.
that's a quality
That's
joke.
a repeat of an earlier joke where they show half of a woman's body next to a 50% off sign. It's a repeat. Just like at the end when Patrick Dempsey is like, this Thanksgiving, there will be no leftovers. And then her line to him is, you're right. This Thanksgiving, there will be no leftovers.
That was that was pretty goddamn
lame. God damn it.
I think the ball was fumbled at the goal line, but I thought
the 1 yard
it
line.
was still
the 1 yard line.
I mean, I thought it was still a pretty fun ride, but before that, I mean, I wasn't like sitting there with my arms crossed fuming.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I thought it was more fun than the Halloween movies.
I was pretty bored.
For the most part.
And I was stoned to the bone. I was ready for this.
Felt Halloween adjacent.
I mean, I thought the teenagers were well written.
I thought they were fucking terrible. I hated everybody in
How
this
about
movie.
that?
When's the last time you saw teens you did like?
These teens were like falling asleep on camera. That main girl,
what about that?
Her eyes were just fucking dimming. They were just dimming out.
What about
this listener? We're gonna just slowly get out of the edge right now. I fear for my life. I would like to spend Thanksgiving with my family this year, and I don't feel safe.
No, this is our Thanksgiving
to die.
No one is leaving.
What about the Steve Buscemi kid that was writing
salad character?
Yeah, writing
salad characters.
essays.
I'm just a character.
Okay, this is the one redeeming aspect of this movie.
Baby Buscemi.
I looked him up. He's not related to Steve Buscemi. But there is a kid in this movie that has really no reason to be there. I thought he might be the killer somehow
Right,
because
same.
why else is he in this movie?
Yeah.
He looks like a little Steve Buscemi. Like if you took Steve Buscemi, de-aged him and crunched him down a little bit, it is wild.
It's like a live action Big Mouth character.
Yes, it's wild to see this kid move around. His voice, his mannerisms.
He's like an elf.
1000% Buscemi.
Someone needs to give that kid a movie.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
needed
God.
we needed way more him. Yeah.
Like a License to Drive reboot with him.
Loyal Lodgecast listeners, if you would like to buy us a succulent snack, delicious drink, or simply contribute to the cause, Venmo us at Movie Lodgecast, and we'll give you a soulful shout out on a future episode. Now, back to the show.
Hold on, I want to coax some love and light out of
Please,
Lodge Master
please,
here.
let's
This
try.
pains me. The fucking scene where the security guard dies, he has a cat, and the killer takes a beat and feeds his cat before he leaves after killing him.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm okay
Sustained.
with that. But that was the scene where I was like, that squat that the killer just did, that's pure Patrick Dempsey. There's no other person that would look like that in this fucking movie. So I was like already moving on.
I was
from
confused. Do you need a passport to go to the DR? Isn't DR the US of A?
No. Yeah, it's a question.
But what do we think about the mask, like the John Carver-masked itself?
That's fine.
I thought it kind of looked a little too much like a Florida redneck, kind of like it didn't look that scary. It looked like a guy that would be drinking Coors or something.
Well, and
would it be scary though if everyone in the town's wearing them?
That's the thing. It's like there was hundreds of them in this movie. Like they give them out like paper cups, You kind of want a mask to be special, I think. And then if he burns it, if he has to burn it and be like Michael Myers, then it seemed like it was proprietary to this movie. Like the killer has the cool burned one, but then he takes that one off and gets a fresh one.
Takes it right off.
That was confusing.
Like,
because why was Patrick Dempsey making it so complicated? If he was just sad that Gina Gershon died, why wouldn't he just kill all the people that killed her as a cop, and he would still get immunity? He could walk, and be like, my life was threatened. They came at me.
Here's the other thing. that gentleman is the sheriff, and there's a big old killer on the loose.
Yeah.
And he just has time to go kill?
Yeah.
No. He takes a lot of time to set shit up, to go off, to I'd be like,
to properly
where is
season,
the sheriff?
To season and bake
where
a woman.
Is the sheriff? He needs to be running this investigation.
What do we think about the turkey woman who gets prepared as the meal, which was also in the trailer?
I thought that was pretty well done.
I think it had
unintended.
Again, it had potential. I like when he sliced a bit off for her husband. But again, it's like there was no style to it. It's like, let's get real close and see the knife cutting through the meat or something. It was just kind of in a medium shot. I'm like, I don't know. I did like when he said to the owner of the Right Mart, he's like, you sell to consumers, but tonight you are the consumer, as he serves him a cut of his wife's thigh meat.
The Eli Roth's voice is the modulated killer voice.
Of course.
Of course.
Let's go those Thanksgiving bones. Who's going to be the first served?
Hey, hold on. I think you should go first, Mr. Ceremonial Hothead.
No
Get
way.
it out of your system.
No way.
Fucking fire the first shot.
No
Fire the
way.
first blunderbuss.
He's never done that.
I'm giving the final word on this piece of shit. Lodgemistress, you are first to bone.
First to bone.
Well, you know what? I thought this movie, I'm just going to give it an F for fine. It was perfectly fine.
Yeah, that sounds about
You
right.
know, it was like, it reminded me of, what's the Christmas movie that was like, that's
Black
like.
Christmas.
No, that was a good one. It was the one where it's like, you know, the Christmassy bad guy. It's like, God, you know, he's like a creature. It was recent. Krampus. It very
the
much
Christmassy
kind of,
bad guy.
It kind of reminds me of Krampus in that I hated Krampus because it was like all a dream, but it's like perfectly fine for the holiday. You got like no Thanksgiving horror movies. Like
Yeah.
it's fine. It's
The
like,
bar doesn't even
okay, like I'll
exist.
put it on. I was definitely bored, but I was also like, and it was just like, I did not want to prolong the gross scenes. So I'm on the opposite side of you on that. I didn't really want a grindhouse film. I mean, I don't like all that Eli Roth torture shit. So the fact that he cut back on that a little bit, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the CW look.
I don't want his torture shit either.
I'm fine with all of that. The story did not hold water for me, so looking just fine. People were looking nice and pretty. Fine.
Wow.
I'm going to give it 2 bones.
2.
Utah, give me 2.
Woo! Who next? Brother Justin.
I had a little bit of a different experience during this movie. I also thought it was perfectly fine. I would say that I was enjoying the hell out of it for about an hour. The problem for me is I didn't think it really hung its hat on the whodunit aspect. So because I sussed out old Patrick Dempsey early, it didn't really bother me. It wasn't really, dependent on that. But the ending does suck pretty hard. And
sucks
that
big time.
you lose a bone there for sure. The half a bone that it gained when I saw a Krull poster in the metalhead gun dealer's room was lost at that rushed and weird and anticlimactic ending that had a lot of potential. When you establish that a girl can load a musket because she had to do it in one of her dad's commercials, and then she ends up just shooting an inflatable turkey instead of shooting the bad guy in the face.
Right. Giant turkey.
Pretty lame there with that ending. And then the whole dream fake out fire ending. The only thing I can say about that to justify it really is that I guess it's just for teens who haven't seen 600 horror movies like we have. So that trope is going to be new to them.
Yep.
Even though Lodge Master is my soulmate.
Yes.
Sorry to my wife. Sorry to Lodge Mistress Millie.
They understand. There's an understanding there.
The 8 feet between us in this theater was
too far.
And we were not sharing a brain because I thought some of the kills were fun. They weren't the greatest thing I've ever seen, but they were enjoyable. The pacing was good. It had a good energy to it, a good flow. I think they probably even cut out a lot of shit because there were weird moments where it was like, oh yeah, I've met that deputy. And it's like, we don't get to know this fucking
weird,
hard charge.
It's called inept direction.
Or editing. Who knows?
Why not both?
Yeah. So for me, I enjoyed this a hell of a lot more. This was riding high at 3 bones for a bit, but that ending was pretty lousy. So I'm going 2.5 bones.
2.5 from Brother Justin. I respect it. Respect how you worked through it. Hothead, unleash.
I really liked the original Grindhouse trailer. When I saw it, it made me laugh really hard. The Grindhouse movie, not so much. But I guess all the trailers have been made into movies except for Edgar Wright's don't. So we'll have to look on the horizon for that.
And Rob Zombie's Fu Manchu Nicolas Cage movie.
That's right. I beg your pardon. I guess there's a couple more. And then, I forgot about it. And then when this new Thanksgiving trailer dropped, I watched it a couple times. It was just like shown in the theaters when I was seeing other movies, and it got me. I was like, I can be on board with this. Like, this seems like you're doing it right. But then when we got here tonight, just the cold opening, I was kind of like, I don't know. And then as it unfolded, like all the scenes without the John Carver killer in them, I was just like trying to stay awake. I was really focusing hard. And then when people got murdered in the early going, you didn't really care about them because they were just randos, kind of. So you just had to kind of bask in the goriness or gruesomeness of it. And so I did look away and flinch a bunch of times because I was just like, oof, like, just hurts me to see, like real world wounds in real time. And as it went on, I figured out. I mean, I was pretty sure it was Patrick Dempsey, but when he was like, don't trust anyone, I was like, okay, it's definitely him. Let's see how they reveal it. And the reveal was kind of clunky because it's like, we thought maybe it was the tow truck driver boyfriend who broke his arm, who can't play baseball anymore. That's a motive. And then Dempsey's like, I'll get him. And then bang, bang, bang. Dempsey's like, he got away. And
Sounds like a Goosebumps soap opera.
Yeah. And so I was just like, I don't know what's going on. And then it's like, surprise, Sydney, it is me because Gina Gershon had my baby. And it's like, what? Like, is this a soap opera? Like, where are we right now? It's like Michael Myers is like, like they killed my dog. Like, that's why I'm back in Haddonfield. But for the original trailer and for the title and the concept, I give it 1 bone, one turkey leg.
There it is. 1 wishbone. Brother Bishki, sounds like you're going easy on this one.
Oh, pretty easy. I was kind of ODing on prestige for a while there.
Yeah, right? And, you got to cut it down to size.
And so I was like, tonight, you know what? I'm going to kick back. I'm going to get a yard of beer.
Yes.
And I'm going to go to this stupid Eli Roth movie. And I'm just going to like kind of turn the brain off and just ride the Burbank wine walk crowd into theater and watch a slasher. And
that's right.
And that's what I did.
In those plush rockers.
In the plush rockers. And, Eli, I don't think, has much talent directorially. Killer, his kills I don't like, but he does have this kind of sense of humor and personality that he brings to it.
He does have kind of a sense of humor and kind of a personality.
Yeah. Where you're just kind of like, you can see his face behind it all. I'm going to go easy. It's Thanksgiving, sit back, watch a stupid movie today or tomorrow on Black Friday and give it 2 bones.
2.
Give me 2.
Listen, I don't want to be a curmudgeon about this, but it does. Justin, thank you for bringing up Halloween because it's lighting that same fucking fire in me that Halloween did. And it's because both directors, I will invoke David Gordon Green, hopefully never again, but I will bring him up.
He's coming back.
He is coming back though. For Halloween, he had so many years to just soak it in, become a talented director, and then know what to do with it. And he fucking botched it so fucking hard. Eli Roth has been at this horror game for so long. He's seen everything. He knows every trope. He's clever.
Yeah, he's very smart.
But he makes the most fucking milquetoast movie based on an amazing trailer that he made.
Well, I will point out, I noticed in the credits that Eli Roth did not write this.
Right.
It was like Jeff Rendell. And when I looked him up, I think this is the only thing he's ever done or written or produced besides, I think he produced Cabin Fever with Eli, but maybe it was Jeff's baby and it took 20 years to get made because Jeff maybe wanted to direct
Eli's
it,
got a story credit and he's all over this and he signed his name to this. So where is the originality? Like, where is the actual fun? It represents fun and it entertained the Wine Walk audience like gangbusters. Like when he puts parsley in between the turkey woman's toes, this woman fucking lost her mind. She was like, woo, woo. Like, that's an easy fucking crowd. That's shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
I expected more. The pacing was shit. I was bored out of my mind. And, I got to give it a Roger Ebert Memorial Half Bone for that Buscemi kid.
I hated this movie.
That fucking Buscemi face little boy. Baby Buscemi. I want to see you in every movie. God damn, he was a fucking bright shining star in this pile of shit.
He had that Chucky sauce gleam in his eye.
Oh my God. And again, dear listener, this character had no reason being in this movie. He did literally nothing.
Oh, he was great.
But he's
many
great.
A random subplot. I agree.
Yeah.
Keep your eye out for this Buscemi kid. I think his name is Jordan Poole. I looked him up because I'm like, what the fuck is this like Steve Buscemi Jr.? Like, who is this? And they should have tried to get Steve Buscemi to be not his dad in this, the dad character, but like maybe his grandpa, Like imagine Steve Buscemi on a float that says Plymouth Rocks and he's playing a guitar. That's the movie I want to fucking see.
There may be Thanksgiving too, but we do have to settle some score.
Let's fucking settle it. Oh man, these critics better not let me down.
It's time I settle the score.
You know it's 100%.
65.
No, it's
65.
100%.
I feel so bad that you're in such pain right now, but you might be on a float in the Thanksgiving parade by yourself here, because I think critics this is on the high side for his movies.
I've seen little like headlines where it's like Eli Roth returns with a funny new take on the holiday horror, and I'm just like, oh man, this better be fucking funny.
What is it?
65.
This is at least 65. I'm gonna say 69.
I'll say 69 because 69.
You're all low. 83.
Whoa!
I'm out of here. I'm fucking out of here. 83? How many critics?
86.
Oh fuck.
What?
Oh.
Wowza.
There's not many Thanksgiving films.
It's because they don't expect shit.
Yeah, and the budget was bigger.
The expectation for this is zero.
Yeah.
I mean, it was based on a trailer from 20 years ago.
That's true.
No one gives
All
a
right,
shit
audience
anymore.
score.
How's the Burbank Wine Walk
It's
crowd?
gonna be higher, and it's gonna make me
100%.
puke.
No, I'm going with 70.
I'm going with 90.
No, I mean, there's only 100 weighing in so far, but 78%.
Okay.
Yeah, so the critics are loving it even more
God.
than our Wine Walk.
Damn it! I could hear that smile. I could hear that smile in your voice, Bishke. You
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah.
You knew they loved it.
Yeah.
Well, another franchise that is gonna fucking drive me absolutely up the wall.
Yeah, every Thanksgiving.
Woo! All right. Well, thanks for putting up with my tantrums, y'all. And this is a very special day. It's a day of community for us. And I am thankful for all of you and everybody who has ever appeared on the Lodgecast. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
And we're thankful to you, Lodge Master.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yay!
Love and light.
Thankful to gather for sure.
yes. Love and light, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Gobble, gobble.
I'm wide awake, and I should take a step and say thank you for the things you've done and what you did. Oh yeah, ooh yeah.
December was Christmas. January was New Year. April was Easter and the 4th of July. But now it's Thanksgiving.
potatoes. Hey, we are gonna have a good time with the turkey. Hey, mashed potatoes. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. Yo, it's Thanksgiving, giving, and I'm trying to be forgiving. Nothing is forbidden. She know we gotta have. I gotta give thanks to you and you and you. Can't be hateful. Gotta be grateful. Gotta be grateful. Can't be hateful. Mashed potatoes on my table. I got ribs smelling up my neighbor's crib. Can't deny having good times. We be laughing till we cry. It's Thanksgiving. Come on, it's Thanksgiving. Give 'em thanks, yo. Oh, it's Thanksgiving. We're gonna have a good time. Oh, it's Thanksgiving. We are gonna have a good time with the turkey. Hey, mashed potatoes. Hey, we are gonna have a good time with the turkey. Hey, mashed potatoes. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving.
1000% Buscini.